So then next we see Janet and Jason go to the tattoo parlor, and Jason's getting a ring tattooed on his ring finger underneath his ring because of the
Let me
whole
tell you
ring thing.
something. When somebody says a rumor about you or your husband and it's not true, you probably laugh it off, right? You are making your husband get a ring tattoo because of a rumor. You believe the rumor. Janet believes the rumor.
Well, Jason is also like calm, cool, and collective about the whole thing. Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
Kelly.
We are talking about The Valley, Season 2, Episode number 14, Making Up is Hard to Do. So before we get into the episode, it came out this week. Jax made an announcement that he was not going to be returning for Season 3.
Right.
He's going to be focusing on his mental health and co-parenting Cruz with Brittany. All online, everyone is saying, and I 100% agree, that he was not offered a contract and Bravo's letting him, bow out gracefully. But he was definitely not offered another contract.
I agree. I think he was asked to leave.
Well, I don't know if they would specifically ask him to leave or just not give him another contract, because he did do the reunion. So we're still going to see him on the reunion. So everything that's pretty much happened had happened already, and they allowed him to finish out the season. If they were going to ask him to leave, it would have been when he went to rehab, I would think.
Yeah. I just think I believe they probably sat him down and was like, listen, it's just, but let's put it this way. There's no way he left on his own.
No, there's no way he left on his own. They just, like I said, I don't think they gave him another contract. And that's that.
I mean, somebody put it on social media and I thought it was so funny. Jax managed to get fired from the 2 shows he said my show on.
Yep. And it was the same. It was like the season after, too, on both shows. Like,
Yeah.
it was, yeah.
Yes.
So stupid.
Yes. He never came back from those seasons.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, it was amazing when he said it to Lisa Vanderpump's face. Like it was literally her show, and you said that to her face.
Yes. I mean, people, they really want Janet to go too. They really want, people do not like Janet. They really don't. And, I saw her on social media recently. Like she put a post up and she's still like holding her head high. I don't know how she's doing it. She doesn't think she did anything wrong. She thinks everything she did was okay. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't either. I really don't. I just, I don't know. I think that there's zero accountability. I think that Scheana sticking up for her over and over again is horrible.
I do too.
But
it's a bad look for her.
It's a very bad look for her. I was never a big Scheana fan. I don't think. Maybe at one point. But not a good look.
Yeah, so we start out with them back from Hawaii, and Jasmine is taking Nia and Danny around to find a new house. Now, at first, I was like, what the hell? I mean, the first place she shows them has less square footage than their current condo. But then I know why she did that. She wanted her to see what $1 million in Sherman Oaks, where she is living now, would get her. Because Danny really wants to go to Santa Clarita, where they can get a much bigger home for $1 million. So it was an exercise that had to happen. But what I thought was interesting is I didn't realize that Jasmine is their realtor. So Jasmine has a lot of interest in not pissing off Danny and Nia.
You're absolutely right.
I mean,
you're absolutely right.
The fact that it was even brought up at all, considering she's their realtor, I mean, it totally explains why last episode when they were on the boat, she stood up and said, Melissa and I do not want to be brought into this.
I really think that there was a conversation before this season started. I think Jax is the one who really started this witch hunt on Danny. And Janet, being the thirsty stalker reality TV wannabe that she is, was going to do whatever Jax said because he's Jax Taylor and he's been on 2 reality TV shows. And then I think, because didn't somebody say in the beginning of the season, like, Danny and Jasmine talked about this off camera and agreed to
Yes.
not bring it up on camera.
Yes.
And somehow they got Janet to bring it up on camera. I really
Yes.
think Jax and Janet got Jasmine to bring it up on camera. And I think at some point she was like, okay. And then at some point she started regretting it and pulled back. Not pulled back. She had that conversation with Danny. And we've said it. I agree with her. Like, if I were dating one of your male friends, that probably would never have happened. And I agree
Right.
with her.
Right.
So I think that conversation had to happen. But after that, Jasmine was done.
Right. She had moved
Janet's
on.
the one that keeps perpetuating
Right.
this.
They had moved on. Jasmine and Melissa had moved on. Danny and Nia were in, everything was fine. You're right. It was 100% Janet. They're talking about how she doubles down on everything and she doesn't apologize. Then we see Janet and Michelle go over to Scheana's and they're talking about how Jasmine doesn't want Janet speaking on her behalf. I don't blame her. I mean, I wouldn't want
Yeah.
Janet speaking on my behalf either.
No, Janet should not speak on anyone's behalf, including Janet's.
Yeah, exactly. Should just be quiet. Then we see Kristen and Luke are talking about the doctor's appointment that she just had. They went to go see the same fertility doctor that Nia was using. And they think the appointment went well. Kristen's obviously she's upset because she's having a difficult time. They've been trying for over a year since her last miscarriage.
And she got pregnant, so she knows she can get pregnant.
Right, right.
So that must be incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I seriously can't imagine. But I like the conversation between her and Luke is like, listen, if, we can't figure this out, like maybe we can do like a surrogate with my sperm and, would you be open to that? Kristen's like, I'd be open to anything. He's like, adoption? She goes, yeah, I'm open to anything.
I really think that they're going to make it, these two.
It's so crazy, but I do too.
I really do.
Yeah, I do too.
And Kristen too, like, she knows what it feels like to be on a show and then not be on a show. So I don't think she's going anywhere on this show. I think if the show's there, Kristen's there, but say something happens to the show, like, I think she'll be just fine.
I do too. I do too. And then we see Jack shows up at their house with his orchid. I guess he got taking a page out of Tom Schwartz's book to show up.
I believe so. I believe that were in my notes before I mistakenly deleted them.
He congratulates them and apologizes and glad that he didn't ruin the surprise. So then he's talking to them about how he wants to spend more time with Cruz and that's his priority. And, he feels helpless because everything is in Brittany's hands. Like he doesn't get to make any of the decisions. And Luke suggests that, maybe be open to having, a camera in his room that she can have access to. And he's like, yeah, that's a great idea. But initially when he said that, I was like, I don't think that she wants him sleeping over there, whether there's a camera or not. Like, I don't think she wants him with unsupervised visitation at all.
No. And I think that Luke and Kristen can give Jax all the advice in the world that they want. Jax is going to do what Jax is going to do.
Right. Exactly.
Jax is going to say all the things he thinks you want to hear, and then he's going to do whatever the fuck he wants.
That's what he's going to do. That's exactly what he's going to do. Then we see back at Kristen's house, she's doing a James May photo shoot. It's so funny. Like, I know she has this company, but we don't really ever hear about it.
No, but you know what? As I was watching this scene, I'm like, I'm gonna order some t-shirts.
Yeah. Did you look it up to see how much they were?
No, but
No,
I'm going to.
I didn't look it up either, but I was like, this is kind of cute. And I love that she uses Brittany as the model.
I do too.
And I think Brittany looks adorable. I think she's perfect model.
What's it called? James May?
James May, yeah. And she's had this for a long time.
James May Mert?
While she's there doing this photo shoot, Zach is there too. Zach is helping Brittany pose. And she gets a call from Jax asking for the ring verification code that was just sent to her phone. And she's trying to explain to him that she's not giving it to him because then he'll have access to her cameras and he just doesn't get it. Or I don't know.
Here's the problem. Jax thinks that people still believe what he says. I'm not going to say it because I always bring it back to Jersey, but certain people who have gotten away with so much for so long, they have a hard time realizing that when people are on to them and they can't get away with that stuff anymore. Like she's not giving you your code. She knows she doesn't have to.
Right.
And,
so she hangs up. She hangs up on him, which is what she should have done.
Yeah.
So then after the shoot, Kristen's talking to Brittany and Zach about Janet mentioning the SA, and Brittany does not want to be involved in this conversation. She doesn't want to be stuck in the middle. And So she kind of like says, I got to go. And she leaves. She really doesn't, she doesn't really put her 2 cents in. And honestly, I don't blame Kristen and Zach about the way Brittany's handling this whole Janet situation. I don't. I think that she's being very wishy washy. And Zach and Kristen have every right to demand that she is loyal to them.
I totally agree with you.
Right?
Janet is so clearly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so clear. So for Brittany to not, or at least say to Kristen, you're right. You're right.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
She's not doing any of that. And it's not good.
No, it's not. Then we see Jesse goes over to Jax's condo and they're complaining about walking up the stairs. I mean, come on. You're young men. Walk up the damn stairs, right?
There's a flight of stairs going up to Jesse's front door that
Right.
nobody can figure out.
Right,
So
exactly.
come on.
Right.
How many steps did you really have to climb? Maybe you
So
should have been going on those hikes with Michelle and you'd be able to handle the steps better.
Exactly. They wouldn't be such a problem. So Jax is saying that he thinks that she's dating somebody and he just doesn't understand how she can move on so quickly, how she could get over him. It's been, 10 years. And how can she just throw that all away? And what he doesn't understand is that he's the one who threw it all away.
Right.
She was there
Right.
fighting for him this whole time. She's now at her breaking point. She needs to move on. She can't stay in that place because that's not healthy.
No, but that's what narcissists do.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you push somebody to the breaking point where they're like, I can't do this anymore. And they're like, oh my God, you're leaving me?
Right. Right.
So honestly, Jesse kind of does the same thing. He's acting like Michelle's just throwing away their relationship where we saw season 1,
Right.
And God only knows what happened leading up to it. You just pushed her to the point. She can't
Yes.
take it anymore.
That's it. And Jesse asked, like, what's the plan with Cruz? Like, do you have a plan? And he feels like he's at Brittany's mercy. And Jack says, listen, I'm at the point where, I'm so frustrated. I could just go to a bar and get drunk, but I'm not going to do that. Like, he's like making a threat, I think. I feel like that's a threat.
I think he was trying to see how Jesse would react. And thank God Jesse reacted the way he did. He's like that, but that's what everybody expects you to do.
Right. Right.
And he's right.
So then Jax asks Jesse how he's doing with his divorce. And he said that they're in a unique situation that it seems like Michelle didn't file the paperwork properly. This I don't understand. I don't understand
either.
this.
Especially since he said that it was realized by a friend of hers who's an attorney. Well,
Right.
didn't your friend who's an attorney review the paperwork before you submit it? And what are you doing it like pro se? Like, there should be at least be a mediator involved.
Well, I do remember early on, Michelle kept saying that Jesse didn't want to get an attorney. And he kept saying that he wanted to use like a mediator. Right. And I don't know. I'm just assuming that she just got to the point where there was no more talking to him, that she just said, I have to file. But I would assume she would have had an attorney do that.
I mean, at least have somebody review the paperwork, because if it's not filed correctly, then it's probably just, you just file an amendment or something. It's probably not as unique as Jesse is trying to make it seem.
Right. And then, but he's also saying that, we may have to start all over again and that all of the assets are frozen. And I'm like, what's going on? But then we see that Michelle is talking about that he just got a personal loan that's in his account that she doesn't have access to, that she's going to be responsible for half of. So if that, in fact, is what happened, that is why the assets were frozen.
Exactly.
So come on, Jesse. Like,
right.
Seriously?
That's what I mean. There's his side and her side and the truth somewhere in between.
Right.
I don't he, just like Jax, like he's going to say whatever he thinks people want to hear. And he's definitely going to say things that's going to make him look more innocent than he is.
It's just so hard to understand these shows because you want to try and believe people. Like Michelle is maintaining that she's always been paying the bills and that he has no money. He's maintaining the same thing, that he's paying all the bills.
Right. And she hasn't made a commission and blah, blah, blah. Like he was throwing that one out last year.
Okay. So when was the last time he made a commission? Right.
Right. And she debated that on Watch What Happens Live. She's like, that's not true.
Right. I don't know. I just feel like there's so damn much lying going on in these shows.
I know. And I don't know why, but I believe Michelle. I don't know why, but I believe Michelle.
Well, because Jesse's a narcissist. That's why.
Yeah.
I believe Michelle too.
Yeah, like, there's something likable about him, don't get me wrong, there's something charming, but
Yeah, no, there is.
I believe her.
So then we see Danny and Nia are going to a consultation with a plastic surgeon. Listen, I thought this was a really, I actually thought this was a really good scene. The fact that one, he went to the consultation with her. Oh, the fact that he validates her feelings, being a former Miss USA and not feeling, she's had 3 children in 3 years, and we know what happens to our boobs after you've had these children. Like, they just are not where they used to be.
Yeah, and you know what? I do remember that part of my notes. Like, people could say whatever they want, but this woman has been in beauty pageants since she was very young.
Mm-hmm.
Whether she likes it or not, she is conditioned
Mm-hmm.
to, you know, look at herself, judge herself because she was judged, literally. So, I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either. I don't blame
There's
her
things about
either.
my body I don't like either, but I don't
I don't blame
really
her.
care
I love the
quite
fact
that
that
much.
he went there with her for the appointment and was there to support her. And he's like, "Listen, I think you're beautiful, but if this is what you want to do, then this is what we
Yeah.
do."
He said,
And
"You're a
then
smoke show." And
right.
she is a
Yeah,
smoke show.
she's gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous. The doctor asks her what her number one concern is, and she said, her breast is her main focus and then her stomach. And after the consultation, the doctor really confirmed all of her insecurities. And basically, he said that she was on the verge of an extreme,
Yeah.
an extreme. And I know that word extreme, that's a hard word to hear. That's a hard word to hear. I
Yeah.
imagine if I
So,
went
like
for a consultation, there'd be a word extreme there. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
me too. Me too. What was that show, The Swan? I would
Yes.
need The Swan at this point.
Yeah.
I was listening to Dolores and Teddy talk about this. Did you hear that?
I don't know if I heard them talk about this one.
So, Dolores is just out of control with the plastic
Oh my
surgery.
god,
I think I had it in my notes too,
she
what she
is Miss
said.
Plastic Surgery Queen.
She is,
I
but
mean, she's
I think that
beautiful.
well, absolutely. Whatever she does well.
Mhm.
But I think the thing with Nia was, like, it's not just a lift, like, they're gonna have to do an implant and a
Yeah.
lift and,
Right. Right.
because it's just they do I mean, especially if you nurse, forget it, if you
Mhm.
breastfeed.
Right. Yeah. So that they decide that they're really gonna need to make the decision what they're gonna do. If they're gonna have the 4th, then they're gonna have the 4th, and then she'll do the mommy makeover. If not, then she wants to do the mommy makeover now. I don't
Right.
blame her. Like, this is the time to
No,
have this conversation. So, we know what happens. They have the 4th. I will tell you that, I mean, they've been all over my social media. I don't know if you've seen them. They were just recently traveling and watching Danny and Nia in the airport with 4 under 4. I
I
mean,
cannot even imagine.
first of all, Danny is dad of the freaking year. I've
Mhm.
watched those 2. They kinda, like, divide and conquer. At one point, Nia, she's like, she has the baby and the son, and he has the 2 daughters, and the baby's attached to her because the baby's a baby, right? The infant. She's about to get on, and she realizes she forgot to book a ticket for the infant. So she's, like, on the phone with them, and I'm watching this all on social media, on Instagram. She's on the phone with them, like, and she's still so calm about it, and you could see Danny over with the girls, like, not freaking out,
Just
in the
totally holding their shit together.
holding their shit together in the middle of an airport,
I could tell you it would have been a very different scene if that were Eric and I.
trying to go on vacation. Long story short, she makes it happen. She gets the infant ticket. Her and her son are on, because they even, like, the seating, like, the girls were sitting with Danny, and, like, you gotta get split up on the plane. When you have 4 kids, you
Yeah.
gotta split up. You gotta divide and
Yeah.
conquer, right? So she's got 2, he's got 2. She wound up getting the infant ticket, like, and they were, like, literally running through the airport because they, just making it in time, trying to get everything to work. And they got it to work, and she got on the plane. But
Nice.
just watching him with the strollers, watching him, like, just, he's got his shit together.
Yeah, he sure
He's
does.
really does. I mean, I honestly would love to watch a show just about them. I would watch a show just about them and those 4 kids. I
Well,
swear.
so Gina and I kinda talked about that last week. She's like, "They can't really carry a show," which I kind of agree. I mean, I don't know.
I think they
It
can.
would have to it wouldn't be a Bravo show. It would probably be like a TLC show, like that asshole Kate and John and Kate plus 8 or whatever the hell that was. But yeah, they're just a good couple. And the fact that their friends are trying to tear
know.
that down is really sad. And that's what Janet doesn't understand. The more you do this, the more you are looking like an asshole.
Yeah.
People love Danny and Nia. That's not going to change.
Yeah. And there's nothing about them not to like. Like, that's the thing.
Exactly.
Like, what is it about? Like, what is there not to like about them? I really don't think there's anything fake or phony. And I don't feel like I'm being naive to it. I think that what we see with them is real.
Right.
I don't know. So then next we see Janet and Jason go to the tattoo parlor, and Jason's getting a ring tattooed on his ring finger
Oh
underneath
my
his
God.
ring because of the
Let me
whole
tell you
ring thing.
something. When somebody says a rumor about you or your
Uh-huh.
husband and it's not true, you probably laugh it off, right? You are making your husband get a ring tattoo because of a rumor. You
Mhm.
fucking believe the rumor. Janet believes the rumor.
Well, Jason is also like calm, cool, and collected about the whole thing. Like, oh, we're just like making, turning lemons into lemonade, and we're gonna get this tattoo, and we find out it's his first tattoo, and it's gonna be her fourth tattoo. And
He looked
while
like he was gonna pass out sitting
he
in that
did,
chair.
he was sweating. He said the F word. Janet said she's never even heard him say the F word before, which I believe because he's not
Mhm.
the F word kind of guy. And he's going through all this for what? For
Right.
what?
A rumor that you are, just what is the word I'm looking for? You're so defensive about and so vehemently denying, like, for what?
Right.
We've had whatever. We've had things said about our marriage that aren't true. Eric and I know each other. We laugh it off and that's it.
Right. Right. Yeah,
You
Jason
don't
says,
go get if there's a rumor that your husband doesn't wear his wedding ring
"You don't go get one
out to
tattooed on."
clubs and you don't believe it, you don't make him get a tattoo of a ring on his finger.
Right. But he's making it sound like it was his idea because he said the ring rumor has come full circle and it's strengthened their relationship. Okay, Jason, you keep believing that.
Yeah, Jason, you need to run.
And then
Run.
in Janet, in her confessional, she said she's read a million times, like, why is Jason with her? Like, Jason, like he'd be so much better without her. And she's like, we're like Pam and Tommy over here. I was like, you idiot. Pam and Tommy got divorced. I mean, seriously?
Yeah, why did she say that?
She's an idiot. She's a freaking idiot. Does she not know Pam and Tommy Lee they got divorced? Oh, poor
And
Janet.
I'm pretty sure he was physically abusive. So I don't know if you wanna make
Yeah.
that analogy.
Yeah.
You fucking
Dumbass.
moron. I mean, she had a whole Tamra moment, though, sitting on that tattoo chair where she was crying, and
So
she had
ridiculous.
it down.
Then we see Nia goes over to Kristen's house and they're talking about how, her fertility journey. And Kristen said after the meeting with the doctor to find that her OB works with this fertility specialist really helped put her mind at ease. And I love that Nia said, like, I can't wait to see you with a baby. And to know that,
Yeah.
like, they get pregnant together and
I know.
it's just like to hear that. I was like, they like manifested it. They did.
It's super cute. They did manifest it. They
Right.
did manifest it.
And, Nia says she really wants one more, but physically she's not sure, like, should she? But listen, God had a plan for her. She had one more, right?
Yeah, but I like how she said that, like, to Kristen, "I just need to talk to somebody about this because I could talk to Danny about it." Fortunately for her, Danny's an extremely supportive husband.
Right.
And, you know, so but it's nice that she has Kristen to talk to about it too.
I agree. I agree. Then we see Brittany is meeting with Jax, and she wants him to see Cruz before he leaves to go to Sky Zone with the nanny. And she wants to sit down and set some boundaries with him. Jax starts out with after Cruz leaves, how to go in Hawaii. She's like, good. He's like, well, was I missed? And she's like, no. He's like, nobody
No.
missed me. She's like, "No, it would have been weird if you were there. No, nobody missed you." And then he's walking around looking at the place. And he's like, "It looks like I never lived here." She's like, "Yeah, that's the point. Like, why do I want to walk around here and see your picture? Like, what is
Right.
wrong with you? Seriously." Like,
Right.
and then he's like, "Well, I just want to know, like, do you still want a divorce?" It's like, "Of course I still want a divorce."
You're like, "What is wrong with him?"
Oh, no, 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 Jax, I really love you. You want to come move back in? Like, does he really think
You
that that's
seem
going to happen?
so different.
I know, right? Does he think that's going to happen?
You seem like you did a total 180 in the past 5 days.
Yeah, and then she says to him, I thought this was a little weird. She's like, how many Xanax did you take before you came
God
over
bless
here?
you. Sorry.
That's
Um,
okay. How many Xanax did you
I
take?
thought that that was so bizarre that she said that on camera.
I did too, because first of all, like, he's never admitted to Xanax use, right? And he's like, none. I've never taken any. Like, I thought that was weird. Like, why would she? I don't know. I thought that was
Well, it's
weird.
weird because he's in treatment and he's supposed to be sober,
Well,
and
no,
I
but
don't
he's not in treatment because he's not an alcoholic. Remember, he just had anger issues,
he's just angry. I'm sorry. You're
right? No,
right.
no, he wasn't an alcoholic. He just
That's
had
right.
anger issues.
Drugs and alcohol were not his problem. Anger was.
Anger, right. And then she said, Cruz is not going over your house anytime soon. I don't trust that there aren't nasty women there. And that wouldn't have been my biggest concern. My biggest concern would have been the way you're behaving. Like,
Yeah. Did you see his face? How his face turned though?
yeah,
I mean, he
yeah.
gets a nasty look in his eyes. It's like chilling. It's chilling.
Brittany in her confessional says she thinks that once Jax got out of the facility, it took him 5 days to go back to the bars and start partying again. Listen, I will say this. First of all, that is not uncommon. That is very common for
Absolutely.
people that go to rehab. And this is people that admit that they were in rehab. It's not uncommon for them to relapse, let alone people who said that they weren't in rehab to
Right.
relapse. Like, there's
Right.
nothing holding you accountable if you don't even believe that you were in rehab.
Exactly. And you have to change people, places, things.
Right.
That's what you have to change when you get out of one of those facilities. So if you're going to a bar with the same friends that you always drank and did drugs with, that's not changing people, places, things.
Well, Jax even says in this conversation, "I'm allowed to drink. I didn't go to a mental health facility for drinking." In
Yeah.
his
So
mind,
at the
right? He's allowed to drink. He's like, "I just came over here to get some boundaries for Cruz." Brittany said, "All I'm asking is for you to pay 50% of Cruz's medical bills. I will pay for everything else, and I want full custody." And he's like, "Well, you're not going to get full custody, and then you want me to pay." She's like, well, "That's what child support is. I'm just
Mhm.
asking you to pay for half of his medical bills." He's like, "Well, I couldn't believe he said, well, you make more money than me, so then I'm
I
going to
couldn't
ask for
believe he said it
alimony."
either.
Well, no kidding. She makes more money than you. She's always been the one supporting you. We all knew
Yep.
that.
Yep.
And
I
now,
couldn't believe he said it on camera though.
yep, yep. So he's like, "Yep, then that's it. Then I'm going to ask for alimony." I'm like, "You're such an asshole."
What an asshole. Yep. What an asshole.
She's like, I didn't want to cruise in the house. Like, I can't even have a conversation with you. Like, I'm disgusted with you. Like, I don't want to be your friend. This isn't going to work. And Jax goes again, "I just can't believe that you're throwing away 10 years. Like, how can you just get over me so quickly?" And I'm like, "You're so not getting it. What did you just say to her?
Right.
You don't want to pay. You don't want to pay 50% of your son's medical bills. Why? Why
So
wouldn't you?"
clearly he's not paying anything now.
Right. And she's always maintained that. She was paying all the bills. She
Mhm.
thought he was paying the mortgage. So she went out and rented a place, and then it turned out she had to pay for that too. So she was paying all the bills.
He's horrible.
He really is horrible. He really is a horrible human being. I can't imagine how this reunion is going to go. I mean, we have one more episode and then the reunion.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
next week's the season finale.
yeah, next week.
I would imagine this reunion's gonna be one and done.
I would hope so. I can't imagine we'd have more than one. Like, what is there to talk
No.
about?
I mean, Summer House only got one, so
Yeah. And Summer House could have used more than one.
Summer House could have used more than one. Oh, wait, no, we did have more than one Summer House. I think
Oh,
it was
yes, we
2.
did.
I think it was
Yes, we
2.
did. Yeah,
Yeah,
we did. Actually, we were complaining we wanted 3 with Summer House.
that's right. Now I remember.
Now we're complaining we don't want 3 with Atlanta. Atlanta should not have had 3. I mean,
No,
we're
no.
only 1 in, and we don't think we should have had 3.
No, we did not need 3.
No.
We accomplished nothing in the first one.
Exactly. That one was a big waste. It
Right.
was a big waste. We got nothing.
Nothing.
All right. So that's all I have for the Valley. You don't have anything because you deleted your notes.
And I think I watched the after show too. Oh! Oh,
What
wait, was
happened?
that last week? That was last week. So I watched the after show last week, and then I saw online that it was taken down, and somebody said it was because of the essay. So,
Okay.
but I think they put it back up.
So did you watch the after show this week or no?
I think I did, but I don't
You don't
remember
remember.
what was on it.
So next week, I listened to Brittany's podcast today because it was Zach was on and Benji. And I was curious to see what the relationship is right now, right? Because it looks like next week's in the finale that Zach really yells at her. Like, and really gives it to her. Their relationship is fine. They're
Good.
completely
Good.
fine. Zach wants her to go on the dating apps. He wants her to have a roster of men, and he wants to like vet them for her. So he was trying to explain that to her, and Benji was there, and Benji was so sweet, and we learned about like how he met Benji, and Benji he still has to go back and forth to Toronto because he's only got a visa and he has to keep getting it renewed, and it's not even a work visa, so I don't know what kind of visa it is. But he's a doctor. I did not know that. I don't know what kind
Me
of
neither.
doctor, but he's a doctor. So I'm curious to learn more about Benji. He had no idea who Zach was when he met him because, first of all, he met him on Grinder, which he admitted to. Was
Okay.
It was, Grinder you go to for hookups, right? It was initially a hookup, but they just really hit it off, and then, they would communicate while back and forth because he was still in Canada at the time. And then I guess after about 6 months, they decided that, that they wanted to make it a relationship and have the commitment to
But
each other.
Benji was married, wasn't he?
I don't think so.
Well, I thought that that was the problem. He was still married or something when they first started dating.
But they didn't mention that.
Okay. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't know. That was not mentioned. But so he had no idea who Zach was. And the first time they met and they hooked up, the next day, Zach was going over to Kristen's house and he brought Benji around after he had just met him, which he had never done before. And he said to Benji, like, you have to tell them that we've known each other for 6 months. Like, don't let anybody know. Because
Oh my
there was
gosh.
a friend visiting, this girl, Rachel, was visiting and she was leaving the next day and they were all at Kristen's house. And he wanted to go see Rachel before she left, but, he still wanted to hang out with Benji. So Benji agrees and, goes over there. So Kristen didn't even know until after the 6 months when they really started to date that when she met him, it was 5 hours after Zach met him.
My
So
God.
so he's there and he winds up like Kristen's dogs are there. He winds up like taking pictures of the dogs and he posts pictures of the dogs on Instagram. And Benji's friends are like, "Are you at Kristen Doty's house?" They recognize the dogs. Like Kristen wasn't in any of the pictures. There was no, and
My
he's like, "I
gosh.
don't know. Like, who's Kristen Doty? Like, what are you talking about?" Like his friends. And
That's funny.
I thought so too. So then he says to Zach, like, "Are we at Kristen Doty's house?" And Zach's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, because my friends recognize the dog. Like, how do they know her dogs?" And Zach's like, "Well, she's on a reality show." And he was too, but it hadn't aired yet. Like they had filmed it already, but it hadn't aired yet. So nobody knew who Zach was. He had no idea he didn't know who Kristen was.
Okay. Do we believe all this?
I do. You know me, I'm a believer. You think someone can make all this up?
I don't trust these people as far as I can throw them.
This guy's a doctor. I don't know what kind of doctor.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out.
Okay. So anyway, Zach and Brittany are doing fine. Their
And Zach's
friendship,
still with Benji, which is
and
very cute.
Zach
I'm
is
happy to
still
hear
with
that.
Benji. Yeah, Zach is still with Benji. So
All
that's
right.
it. Until next time, thank you for watching. Please give us 5-star reviews and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.